You are fake news.
Konsolosluğunda saklan.
Von der Polizei auch. Sie haben mich ins Gesicht gefilmt.
We are living in a medial cornucopia. No one can handle this flood of information by themselves alone. Journalists check facts and classify things. But this only works if people have trust in their work. Much of this trust has been lost lately. Why is that? Anyone in Germany can call themselves a journalist. That's laid down in the basic law, and that's a good thing. But not everyone who publishes something has the truth in mind. Fake news is more powerful than ever. That's why we need good journalists. What characteristics do they need, though?
I think it has to be somebody who is more impressed with what he or she doesn't know than with what he or she does know. Somebody who's curious, who is constantly trying to learn, who is fair and honest and accurate, diligent about his or her work. Those are some of the key characteristics, somebody with real integrity.
On behalf of their readers, journalists must question everything, even if it looks like it's certain, or if someone wants it to remain invisible. They must commit themselves to the truth. There's one issue, though. We all perceive things differently. So can something like truth even exist? The one truth?
I'm very skeptical whether there is the one truth. Journalism means that you try to find out what actually happened and to find the backgrounds. And when you get close to the truth, I mean, it's wonderful. But if you start working and you're convinced from the very beginning that you are telling the complete truth and nobody can say anything against it, then I think you're on the wrong way.
People make mistakes. So do journalists. What matters is how you deal with them. The solution is simple, with a maximum of transparency. This is the only way to rebuild trust. And that is what we need. Journalists must be able to work freely. In many countries, often alarmingly close to us, reporters live in danger. They have to fear being imprisoned or even killed. Freedom of the press and freedom of expression are not self-evident. We know this from our history. The Nazis lied and manipulated. They proclaimed their worldview as the only truth by enforcing conformity on the media. Journalism was abused. This is why, even when the bombs were falling, young journalists such as Axel Springer had the firm will to rebuild journalism in their country after the war. This was called pioneering back then. Now we would call it a startup. In a tiny house near the city of Hamburg, Axel Springer decided to found his publishing house. It used to be a sheepfold. After the war, the British trusted the press to help rebuild democracy in occupied Hamburg. Hamburg became the nucleus of a new freedom of the press.
Axel Springer can be a role model for the spirit of journalism with a perspective, and that is you have to be innovative, you have to be in a way also an idealist, you have to believe that it really makes a difference and that you want to improve the world. And that, of course, combined with pragmatism and entrepreneurial decisiveness was very characteristic for Axel Springer, and I think can be inspiring for young journalists.
What about today? Journalists have to win trust again. They must work more carefully than ever. But is that enough? I don't think so. They have to go one step further. Because many people just don't know how journalists work. Transparency. That is what it's all about. The time for it has never been better. We all come together in social media. This is where journalists can take over responsibility and even show their true colors. And if they do that, and if they work properly, then all of us must declare our commitment to a free and independent press, something that every democracy needs. In this respect, the massive information social media provides is a tremendous opportunity. It is an opportunity to do a job with entirely new possibilities. The core task has remained the same: to inform people. and reporters can now face this task more effectively than ever. We are living in a new era, with new challenges and new opportunities for pioneers.